This is my dad, and last month I challenged him to go from hospital bed to fighting fit in just 30 days. Over a month ago now, my dad was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism, which left him in hospital and at one point on death's door. This was obviously pretty shit for my dad, but it was also a big stress on the rest of the family too. And when he did actually get out of hospital, he was pretty down. He had lost a lot of weight, lost some of his self-confidence, and it was even getting out of breath, just simply getting outside and walking. So one of the things that I wanted to do, not just as a coach, but also as his son, was to help him regain that confidence and get back in shape. So you may remember the last video that we posted, which is over 30 days ago now. And at first we took his weight. Now my dad, when he came out of hospital, was weighing 66 kilos. So he dropped over 4 kilos whilst being in hospital. We also took some progress images where we can see the shape he was in around the time he was in and out of hospital. We also took some basic performance metrics. Now, these were more important than anything for my dad, because one of the big things that I'm focused on at the moment is with my family, trying to not only obviously extend their life, but also improve the quality. And two big things for this are going to be based on VO2 max and strength. So we had him do some basic push-up and squat testing, where he managed to get 10 push-ups and 15 squats on our last test. We also had him do some FTP testing on the bike, which I set up for him. You may remember I donated him my kicker for him to do more cycling indoors because he really loves getting out on the bike, but he just didn't have the confidence to get back on the road. An FTP test basically stands for functional threshold power. It's a term used amongst a lot of cyclists, and it's a common measure of fitness. It figures and can be a source of competition for some people on Zwift if you're into it, and it's quite good if you want to sort of train through the different training zones on the bike. Now the goal over this 30 days was to get him and his weight back up to that 70 kilo marker so that he could feel more self-confident again, as well as increasing his strength and his overall aerobic capacity. So here's how we set the program up. Firstly, I gave him an Apple Watch because he started getting into tracking metrics. He wanted to use it on the bike to track some of the sessions, and he also wanted to be able to track his daily step count, which I'd set up around 8 to 10K per day. Now, the program was set up at 5 sessions per week, and that might sound quite a lot to some people, but 3 of those sessions were on the bike and only between 20 to 30 minutes based on his FTP, so he wasn't pushing too hard to begin with. The other 2 sessions were strength sessions that I've set up that you'll see on the program here. Again, nothing too OTT, and he was completing these basically in the circuit style so he could be efficient with them, enjoy them, and develop his strength overall. The nutrition protocol was pretty much non-existent. I just wanted him to eat well again. The kind of advice that I gave to him, as I give to most people, is when you start with a plate, this is the plate, that try and start with a protein source. Start with a chicken breast or a piece of fish or salmon, whatever it may be, and build the meal out around that with carbohydrates, because what most people will do is just be lazy imbeciles and start with potato and put some beans on. There's no protein in that. We need to be more conscious about those decisions, and that's all I want my dad really to do over this time frame. And the other thing I did was I gave him a box of protein bars. He seems to be really enjoying these at the moment. The goat of these is the white brownie one. I'll leave a link below. You can grab those and use code MyCoachBenji to grab any MyProtein bars or the white chocolate brownie ones. Go. So without further ado, let's see how this 30 days has panned out in this testing day that I did with my dad last week, to see where his weight has come in and how he's performing on these new tests. So the one thing that my dad did do before coming into this testing that we're setting up now is that he weighed himself, and this is the first time he'd done so in 30 days. His weight has now gone from 66 kilos to 72 kilos. That's a rise in 6 kilos, and the feedback that he gave me that he felt a lot better in himself, a lot more comfortable. He'd lost some of that gaunt look that he got in his face and started to feel a bit more human again. Along with this, that you can see from the compositional updates in this video, yeah, he's not Arnold Schwarzenegger, but that was never really the goal. The goal was to make him look a bit more full, and I think especially through his shoulders, his chest and his arms, he's starting to build up a little bit more muscle tissue there as well. Never going to look like absolutely wham or the size of a house, but we are still looking to develop the amount of muscle tissue that he can hold, which is going to be really useful and helpful for quality of life in later life. His push-ups, here he's gone from 10 reps in the initial test to 20 reps, which is a 100% increase. So that's a pretty good score. And squats, he went from doing 15 to 26. Now he's still got a bit of a bad knee, which is something that we're going back and forth with physio on to try and get that into a better place. So we're not trying to put too much emphasis on load in the lower body at the moment. I also had him complete another FTP test at home, and his FTP score when he first did this was 130, and that's his functional threshold power. The new test 30 days later, after doing some cycling and some more strength work, is now 143. So FTP scores really come up over that 30-day period. It just goes to show that with good structured programming, doesn't need to be too OTT and crazy and doing circus acts and training every single day of the week and balls to the wall. Just a solid structured plan with accountability can really make good progress. I also put him through a quite tough workout after the end of the testing as well, and something that I've been trying to do with him once every 2 weeks, once every week, is just get him in for a session with me for some one-to-one personal training essentially, and put him through some workouts that are going to test him and put him outside the comfort zone. So with this one, we did some hypertrophy work with bicep curls, tricep pushdowns, plate front raises through varying rep ranges, along with the ski erg, of which he doesn't have access to at home. Now, ski erg is really good for him and it's really good for you guys if you suffer from injuries and stuff, because it's low fatigability and it's going to be easy to recover from, but it's going to get your heart rate up and get a good sweat on. So what is my dad doing now? Now he's put this foundation in place the last 30 days, a month's worth of training, and now going to have him on the MyCoach app, which is my coaching app. He's going to be following a more structured 12-week program, which is going to still include some of the stuff that he's been doing with cycling, but he's going to be doing some more strength work and something that's more progressive in terms of overload with the next couple of weeks and months. So if you want to check out the MyCoach app, I'll leave a 7-day free trial link below for you to jump in there. You can try any of the programs and the ones that I use and the one that my dad's now going to be moving forward with, because there is a lot of programs in there from beginner to advanced, to people who want to run, to people who want to lift, from people who want to do hybrid training like I'm doing, along with tons of high rocks workouts as well. The big thing for me is I've got a bit of a theory at the moment. I think that in the middle of life, we sometimes get lost. When I was a child, when I was a kid, I just enjoyed being outdoors, pissing around, being with family, and I kind of got into this middle period where it was too cool to hang around with family and do things, and I just wanted to be a teenager. And then now I'm getting into, I say later life, I'm still in only my early 30s, but I now really appreciate this time that I've spent with my dad, training with my dad, watching him progress and getting him to the fittest version that he's ever been in his life. And I just want to say for you guys, anyone who's watching, who's maybe thrown the towel in or thinks it's too late to do anything in life, you're never too old. The big thing that I like to live by now is doing things for tomorrow. Think about the future version of yourself, think about the tomorrow version of yourself and what that person would want you to do today. Because that often helps me do the things today that I don't want to do, because I know that I'm giving myself in the future a gift, and that is the gift of health and fitness. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and watching my dad's transformation over the last 30 days. It's really been one which is very different for me from just a body transformation, especially seeing my dad almost die a month or so ago to now getting back to one of the positions that he's been at his fittest in his life. But not just that, putting habits that are going to last the test of time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please make sure to drop the video a like and subscribe if you're not. I've got some epic videos coming in with collabs and a few other bits, so make sure to hit that notification bell if you also want to keep up to date with those. I'll catch you in the next one.